Hey bunkies, I hope you guys enjoy this short video that I put together for the ones who have been asking me about the CDL testing. I most frequently get asked if the test was hard. You know I'm not going to lie to you guys. Hell, fuck yeah, it was hard. But I had an awesome instructor. Shout out to you, Miss Wilson. I love you. Which she allowed us to record her. And I used to watch this video every day before my testing, and I know it became a blessing to me. I know this is how I passed my test. So you know my motto, y'all know my motto, bunkies. If I could do it, y'all could do it. So I hope this video is a blessing to you guys as it was to me. So enjoy, leave in a comment how you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you.
The engine compartment, the test. First thing we're gonna do is lift up all of the compartment doors. And then we're going to start here with the coolant tank and then move our way back around. First thing I'm going to do is check the coolant level in the tank. My coolant level, I should be able to see it based on my sight glass. Now, we should not let me hold your straw. We should not be touching things in the engine area, especially if the bus has been on, and this bus has been on. So I'm going to point to the coolant level. You can see through the sight glass. In this sight glass here, I don't see any coolant. Therefore, I would have some coolant added to it so that it can come up here. I see a little of it in the bottom sight glass, which indicates this tank or reservoir needs coolant. I'm also going to check the cap. I'm going to make sure that the cap is properly mounted, safe and secure. It's not bent, it's not broke, it's not cracked, or it's not leaking, and it's not. I'm also going to check the tank. The tank is a metal piece. I need to make sure it's not bent, it's not broke, it's not cracked, it's not leaking coolant. Also, it has scraps here. Those scraps must be properly mounted, safe and secure, which they are, with all the nuts and bolts, the hardware present, which it is. I have a line that's coming here, so I have to check that, make sure it's properly mounted, safe and secure, with all the nuts and bolts present. It's not leaking, it's not broken, it's not frayed. Okay. Also, what I'm going to do, I'm going to close my door. It closes when I close it. When I close it, it opens when I open it. I'm looking at the hinges. The hinges are on properly. I see all the nuts and bolts there. This door is properly mounted, safe and secure. I close it, and now I'm done with this area. I move around to the back to look at my coolant tank from the back. I have a cap up here. I want to make sure that cap is properly mounted, safe and secure. It's not leaking, it's not broke, it's not cracked. I'm looking here at my lines and my hoses. This is a hose, this is a line. They're both properly mounted, safe and secure. It's not ripped, torn, frayed, it's not broken, it's not bent, it's not cracked, and they're not leaking. My coolant tank from this way, it looks properly mounted, safe and secure. I am going to move on to my exhaust manifold. This is my exhaust manifold. It goes all the way down to the back of the engine, all the way to the top, and I look at it from the roof. I need to make sure up there it's properly mounted, safe and secure, it's not big, it's not cracked. I'm going to come back down to the coolant, to the exhaust. I got to make sure it's not bent, it's not broken, it's not cracked, it is not leaking. A sign of leaking is soot. It's like a carbon buildup. I don't see that here, so this one is not leaking. I'm going to leave from the exhaust manifold, and I'm going to move to my gauges. I have my bulk gauges here, I have my oil gauges here, and I have my water temp gauges here. I'm only checking for conditions now. The condition of these gauges up here are good. They are a little dirty, they can be cleaned off. These with the oil, they're a little dirty, they can be cleaned off. This is cracked, this is cracked. My temperature is cracked. So I need to have those replaced before I go into service. I also want you to know that these gauges back here are connected with my telltale lights in the front of the bus. If something was wrong with these gauges, once the bus is on, my telltale lights will tell me. That's why I need to check my telltale lights when I'm in the front of the bus. Moving on to my oil dipstick. Would you like for me to take it out? I'll tell you how. I'm going to check my oil level by taking this out, wiping it off, reinserting it or putting it back in, and then pulling it out and reading it. It must be above the add mark. Now, right here is my water pump. It is gear driven. It is properly mounted, safe and secure. It's not bent, cracked, broken. It's not leaking. The hose that comes to it is properly mounted, safe and secure. It's not ripped, it's not torn, it's not frayed, and the clamp is present. Again, the water pump is gear driven. I'm going to move on to my power steering pump. It's right here. This is my P pump, my power steering pump. Always look for a box that has two sockets. It kind of looks like a socket, like a light socket. Okay? My power steering pump is gear driven. It is properly mounted, safe and secure. It is not bent, it's not cracked, it is not leaking power steering fluid. The lines and the hoses that come to and from it are not broken, they're not ripped, they're not torn, they don't have any leaks. And again, the power steering pump is gear driven. Behind the power steering pump, up a little bit, straight through there, right here, is my alternator. My alternator is belt driven. If I was to press on the belt in the middle of it, it should not have more than 3/4 of an inch play. If it does, then slippage will occur, which means that belt could slip off. My alternator needs to be properly mounted, which it is, safe and secure with all the nuts and bolts present, on the hardware present. It's not broken, it's not cracked, and it's properly mounted. I'm going to also take a step back, and I'm going to look at all my lines and hoses. Okay, I'm about to perform a safe start. The first thing I'm going to do is check my seat belt. I have to make sure that my seat belt, it is not ripped, torn, and it's a little frayed here. This is what they call frayed. So I'm going to have them repair that before I leave today. I'm going to take it to the maintenance area. I'm also going to take my seat belt and I'm going to attach it. I'm going to snatch on and pull on it hard, make sure it don't move, and it don't. When I release it, it releases, and when I put it in, it stays in. So my seat belt is secure. Okay. Now I am going to pull on my pocket brake, make sure it's up. I'm going to put the bus in neutral, take my foot and place it on the service brake. I'm going to turn my master control switch into day run. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. 3 to 5 seconds, so it has been that amount of time. I'm going to press and I'm going to hold the starter button. Once the bus starts, I'm going to take my finger slowly off the button and my foot slowly off the brake. That is a safe start. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to continue while my air pressure is building. I'm going to check my mirrors to make sure I have proper mirror adjustment, and I do. I'm going to check my windshields from the inside to make sure they're not cracked, they're not broken. Just over here, it doesn't seem to be cracked or broken. It's clean. It doesn't have any illegal stickers. This one has a couple of scratches over here, and one the windshield blade doesn't look like it's on properly, so I'll have that repaired before I leave the division. But the windshield itself looks to be okay. I just need to take them and let them see what they can do with those scratches there. I'm going to continue on to my windshield wipers. I'm going to check it, make sure they work. The left one works. Turn that one on, the right one works. Then I push it. The washer works, but there's no water, so I'll go to the maintenance department and have them to put some fluid in there. Next, I'm going to check my PSIs. I'm making sure that it's rising to the proper level, which is 120 to 140. I'm also going to check my telltale lights. My telltale lights are connected to the lights in the back. The gauges in the back. It is my water, my battery, and my oil gauges that are in the back. If something was wrong with those gauges, I would know because my telltale lights would light up. So therefore, I'm going to check all my telltale lights. My left turn signal works. My low air light works. My parking brake, high beam, check transmission, check engine. Stop request, stop engine, service brake, exit door, hatch open, they work. My WC stop, that's the wheelchair stop. Hydraulics, ABS fault, not stove, fire system discharge, stop, AC fail, fire, left turn signal, fire, and CCTV fail. All of those lights, they work. So now I'm going to move on to my heater and blower, or defroster and heater. I have my blower here, that's the first knob. It has 3 levels or 3 speeds, low, medium, high. Then we have the direction of the flow. I put it there where it's going towards the squiggly lines, which is the windshield. I feel here, I have air is coming from there. Then I turn it to the other side. And then I feel down here, and it doesn't work for where the feet is. I push it here as much as possible, and the one down there doesn't work. And then I have the next one that brings the heat or the coolness. It controls the temperature. Okay, so that is my heater and blower. Next, I have my kneel and my wheelchair lift. I'm gonna open my door. I need to put air to the doors. I'm gonna kneel my bus. I'm gonna let out my wheelchair ramp. My ramp on the floor. Let it back in. It's not deploying. So I will report that to the maintenance area. I need to raise my bus, put my seatbelt back on. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm getting ready my lab, okay? But before I do my lab, first thing what I'm going to do is my parking brake test, okay? I'm going to make sure my parking brake is up and it's engaged. I'm going to take my foot, put on the service plate, hit D for drive. My 5 should not be flashing. It should be solid, which it is. And then I'm going to tug on the accelerator 3 times. The bus should not move. So I'm tugging 1, the bus didn't move. I'm gonna tug again, 2, tug one more time, 3, and the bus did not move, which means it held, my brake held. So I'm gonna take my bus, I'm gonna put it in neutral, and now, Mr. Examiner, I have reached 120 PSIs, okay, and it has to be between 120 or 120 to 140. Or governor shut off. So now I'm ready to begin my lap. What I'm going to do is take my bus. I'm going to turn it to the off position. I am going to chalk my wheels. I'm going to take my bus. I'm going to put it into day run. I'm going to release my pocket brake. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on the service brake. Once I lose initial air loss, or once I have initial air loss, I am going to count from there for 60 seconds. I should not lose more than 3 psi. If I lose more than 3 psi, that would signify that I have a leak. Okay? I'm taking my foot, I'm pressing it on the brake. I have initial air loss. I'm beginning counting now. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking at my gauge and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking at my gauge and I'm listening for leaks. I started right here, so I'm not even at 30 seconds yet. I'm looking and listening for leaks. I'm looking and listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. It's been over 30 seconds. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking at my gauge and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I have 10 seconds. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. I'm looking and I'm listening for leaks. My minute is up. I take my foot off. And when I first started, when I pressed on it, it was 1 notch past 120. Now it's 3 notches past 120, which means I've lost over 20 something pounds per square inch, which means I have a significant air leak. Okay. Now I'm going to continue to the A part, which is the alarm. I am going to begin to fan my brakes. And before my PSI is going to be low, 55 PSI, I must see the low air light and or I must hear the buzzer. I'm going to begin fanning now. I see my low air light. It came on, but my buzzer did not come on, which means my low air light is working, but my buzzer is not working. Now I'm going to move on to the B portion. I'm going to continue to fan my brakes, and at approximately 40 PSIs, my button should pop up. I'm going to continue fanning now. Okay, my button popped up. It was in between the 30 and the 60, which is approximately 40. That means it worked. My button worked. This concludes my live test. I'm going to restart my bus.
Started at neutral?
Yes. So now, while I'm waiting for my air pressure to build, now I'm going to check my in-cab lights. I'm checking my right turn signal, it works. I'm checking my left turn signal, it works. I'm checking my 4-way flashers, they work. Now that the AC has kicked in, I'm turning my bus to night ride. And now I'm going to check my high beam light. It came on, that means it's working. Now, Mr. Examiner, could you go outside? Because I want to check my lights outside. So now I'm going to check my right turn signal. My right turn signal, it's working. Now I'm going to check my left turn signal, it's working. Now I'm going to check my 4-way flashers. My 4-way flashers, they're working. That's why you have to wait. You don't go back there. I see that. So let me start again, Mr. Examiner. I'm going to check my right turn signal. It is working. Right turn signal. It is working. Left turn signal. It is working. 4-way flashers. They're not working. I'm going to check my high beams. My high beams are working. Go around to the back. Right turn signal, he says it's working. Left turn signal, he says it's working. 4-way flasher, he says it's working. Now I'm going to take my bus, I'm going to put it in reverse. And my reverse lights, he said they're working. I'm going to put my bus back in gear, I'll blow my horn. Wave him to the front. And I'm going to open the door, so when he comes, I'm going to let him know. Once he comes to the front, Mr. Examiner, my horn works. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my service brake check. I'm going to take my bus, disengage my parking brake, put my bus in drive. Remember, the 5 should not be flashing. It should be solid in color. So what I'm going to do is turn my bus around. Because first of all, I need to go with the flow of traffic. And second of all, I need to get my wheels straight. So going with the flow of traffic, having my wheels straight, and I'm looking, and now my wheels are straight. I'm going to pull forward, and then I'm going to stop on the brakes, and I'm going to hold my hand up under the wheel. Now, the wheel didn't turn either way, which means my brakes are evenly formed. And I know you say, how can our wheels be straight? And the steering wheel look like this, but I'm looking at my wheels and I'm making sure that my wheels are straight. Now, if my wheel would have turned this way, that would have let me know it's unevenly worn over there. If my wheels would have turned that way, it would have let me know it's unevenly worn on this side. So the wheel did not turn, which means the brakes are evenly worn. I'm pulling my pocket brake, first in neutral, blow my horn and say I finished my exam. Did I pass? Any questions? Any questions? So,
Thank you, Bunkies, for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Shonda's Share Food Creation. If I could do it, you could do it. Thank you.